Juventus. Breaking news. Yesterday, we got the breaking news of Dusan Vlahovic being out from a calf injury for 2-3 weeks. For 2-3 weeks. But in this video, we're going to talk about if we should continue with Vlahovic, and if we don't continue, who will be the replacement of Dusan Vlahovic? Who will be the replacement of Dusan Vlahovic? Because for me, wait, before we start, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. Only 6 subscribers left, till 60. Let's go. In the end of the year, I want to get like 200 subs. March, and let's try together. So let's begin. So in Serie A, Vlahovic has played 14 matches and has scored 3 goals with 1 assist, and he played 26% of the starting 11, 25% of the minutes available, and 20% of the goal participation. So this is obviously when he played. He played 25% of the minutes, and by the way, he played 14 appearances out of 31 possible games in this area. And in the Champions League, he played 4 matches, 3 goals, 1 assist. Obviously, in the Champions League, he has a better record because versus RB Leipzig and, you know, those goals. So he's better in the Champions League, but Ijnury, he is not that player that you rely on. But sorry, not versus RB Leipzig. It was last season. It was versus Sporting and Borussia Dortmund, which he scored. RB Leipzig was last season. So for that, but with these stats, it's absolutely, I don't like this at all. Okay, the Champions League, it was good. Okay, he played good, but will he deliver those performances, or will the contract extension like remove him? Because if we get Lewandowski and we remove his salary, which is 7 million, and Lewandowski wants 10 million, let's say that, I will get Lewandowski all day, every single day of the week. And now he's injured for the whole season. So 2-3 weeks he will not play Atalanta. He will not play Bologna. He will not play the next match after that. He will not play the next match after that, which is gonna be absolutely disaster. It's gonna be a disaster, in my opinion, because oh no, for me, we don't renew him. If we have to renew a striker, we go for Milik. Go for Milik because Milik is important. He has a good mentality. You can see that he was out for 2 years. For 2 years, guys. For 2 years. And now he came on and already played more than 30 minutes. Or approximately that playing time. Come on, with 2 years out. And Vlahovic will be out versus Atalanta, Bologna, versus Milan, and maybe will be there versus Verona. So he has Verona, Lecce, Fiorentina, and Torino to prove himself. Is that really enough? Guys? Is that really enough to say we want Dusan because he did versus Verona, versus Lecce, versus Fiorentina, versus Torino, and these guys are all fighting to not get relegated. Verona points for Verona, 18 points for 18 points for Verona, 27 points for Lecce, 32 points for Fiorentina, and 36 points for Torino. So maybe and Torino and Fiorentina, they can survive, but Lecce and Verona, well, Verona basically is already relegated, but they will still like play because it's the last season in Serie A. So these are all hard matches, and will Dusan score. Will Dusan score. Will Dusan show us that he's the striker of Juventus. Will Dusan show us that maybe he's better than David. Will Dusan show us that he is better than Lewandowski, which absolutely not even close. He is not even close to that. He is not even close. And if he doesn't, if he doesn't renew with Juventus, there are Milan interested in him, which can get him for free. We can get him for free. So Milan, if you want to get him, we are open. And for me, Juventus, we don't renew Dusan Vlahovic because now we are renewing Locatelli, we are renewing McKennie, we are renewing Yildiz, we are renewing everybody, which I'm not saying that is wrong, but the mental side of the players, it is not that good. That is why that we are aiming for players like Bernardo Silva, like a Senesi, like a Kessie, like an Allison, because these players can elevate the team and can get a mentally better team. Can get a mentally better team. So I don't get why not we do that. I don't get why not we do that. So for me, we get those players and we have to stop renewing, because if we continue to renew everybody, the team is gonna be the same like the season. And if we don't get Bernardo Silva, Ellison, Lewandowski, these players are hard to get, and if we don't get Champions League, it is even more harder. It is now impossible if we don't get Champions League. So we need to get these players, and now for me, we don't renew Vlahovic. Okay, now we are renewing Spalletti and maybe even Locatelli, but come on, don't renew everybody. And Vlahovic, no. And maybe if you want, I would give another chance to David, because now maybe Vlahovic will do good versus Verona, Lecce, Fiorentina, but those are 4 games. When you renew him again, he's gonna play bad, because now he's relaxed, and we've had the contract, and there is nobody interested in him. There's nobody interested in him. That's why he wants to stay with Juventus, because he knocked in every single door. He knocked in every single door of Europe, and nobody wanted him. Barcelona didn't want him. Chelsea, Newcastle, everybody. He knocked on everybody's door, and everybody with his high salary didn't want him at all. They didn't want him at all. At all, they didn't want him, because he's not a striker that scores you goals, or he's a striker that scores you goals, but he's not a consistent striker like Lewandowski that scores you goals, that is almost guaranteed to score you goals. This is almost guaranteed to score you goals. So for me, we don't renew Lewandowski. We don't renew Vlahovic. We don't renew him. Let him go, and maybe let him do his thing. And if he wants to renew, I don't renew him for more than 4 million. 4 million per year. No more than that. He doesn't deserve it. He doesn't even deserve 7 million. He doesn't even deserve 7 million per year. So that is not the striker that Juventus need. That is not the striker that Juventus need. And for me, we should sell him. And maybe if they want to renew him for not more than 4 million per year. For not more than 4 million per year. No more. Because his pay is too high for a player that isn't consistent. Even Jonathan David, 6 million is too much for Jonathan David. Too much. And we need to fix these problems. And we need to get players that are Juventus, that have grinta, that Juventus type players that fight for the badge, and not like be consistent players. That what That is what Juventus do. That is what Juventus need. So that is it. So guys, do you want Vlahovic to renew with Juventus? Make sure to comment down below. This is the end of the video. So make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and see you in the next video. Forza Juve and peace.